If you went to school somewhere like this, rather than living somewhere like this, do you think you'd end up with a better job? How about if your uni looked like this one? Does your background help or hinder you getting the job you want? Well, a group of MPs are saying that it probably does. And it shouldn't. Alan Milburn, who used to be a cabinet minister under Tony Blair, has been in charge of a panel of politicians looking at how people get into the professions. And they're reporting that clever kids from middle class and working class families are missing out on good professional jobs because of elitism. In particular, the panel found that over half of the top professional jobs in the country, like medicine and law, are still taken by people who went to private school, even though that's only 7% of all school children. At the moment, 75% of these guys and 45% of people who work in places like this went to private schools. How do they manage it? Well, as the old saying goes, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And kids with connections to those kind of professions are more likely to get the internships, interviews and insider knowledge needed to get a foot on the career ladder. So Mr Milburn's recommending over 80 different things to try and sort the issue, because he says it's a top priority. One of the things he's saying is that we should have a national Yes You Can campaign, headed by inspirational role models to get students to be ambitious about their future. Then there's the issue of work experience, which Mr Milburn says needs an overhaul, so state school kids get to try out things like law, medicine and finance. And he also thinks getting in uniform is good for team building and confidence, so you might find the state school near you getting a combined cadet force in the near future. It all sounds great. But listen to what Tony Blair said in 2006.
And there is no more regressive or reactionary sentiment than the one that held sway for so long in Britain's education system, that there were a finite number of capable pupils who could attain professional status, but the rest were best to accept they would be hewers of wood and drawers of water.
Here's Gordon Brown in 2008.
And it's a Britain, therefore, where what counts is not where you come from, but what you aspire to become. Not who you know, but what you know. And it's a Britain where everyone, no matter what their background, should be able to rise as far as their talents can take them.
And again earlier this year.
Every generation can do better than the previous generation. That's what upward mobility is about. And we must set it as our aim. An end to child poverty and making it possible for everybody to realise the potential to the full, to bridge the gap between what they are and what they have within themselves to become.
Social mobility is obviously a key issue for the Labour Party, and they've been talking about it for years. So the question is, shouldn't something have been done about it sooner?